Hey everyone, Carl here with Literate Lessons, bringing you a fun type of new video. With the return of regionals and IRL events for Pokemon, I thought it would be fun to do like a predictions video, I guess, of sorts, for Salt Lake City's regionals here. But before we get into my hot takes, as we'll call it, make sure to hit that like button, smash the subscribe button, do all that fun YouTube algorithm stuff. It helps us out a lot. Make sure to go check out all of our other content here on the channel. If you want to see laddering things, we have ranked ladder games, we have in-depth team building guides for Pokemon and things like that. So would love for y'all to go check all the rest of that stuff out. So what do I think is going to happen at Salt Lake City? There's a lot of mystery around this event because it's our first live event back, and who knows what'll actually show up, but we can make some inferences and some fun guesswork out of what the current format looks like and what's going to happen overall. I am recording this super late Friday night, so everyone who would be playing would likely be asleep right now, but I think this is a perfect time to start with some of our low-end hot takes and then work our way up to probably what I think would be the hottest take of the day. Starting off here, Zacian will be the most played restricted, but won't win the event. I think that Zacian's very, very powerful. The downside of being very, very powerful and very, very popular is people have great ways to beat you. One of the things I learned in Collinsville 2019 was that even though you are playing some of the most powerful Pokemon, they don't always win the game for you because people have different ways of planning around and building things. Dragapult was super duper powerful and super duper popular back then, and it was the fastest Pokemon in the format, but everyone had ways to beat it. Everyone had plans to kind of stop it, try and slow it down a little bit. And so Dragapult, I don't think, ended up doing too well at that event or any event up until mid-Series 3, in fact. And that's kind of true with Zacian today. Zacian's very, very powerful and it's very, very popular, but I think Zacian overall is just not gonna show up as well this time around at the top tables. Number 4 prediction. This one's more of a inference on where the meta is going rather than an actual prediction. I think Trick Room is going to be probably the most prominent archetype overall in Salt Lake City. Why that is more of a look at like the overall metagame and how it's starting to shift and kind of change after we saw our first live event in Brisbane, and overall just kind of seeing these online events kind of shift that way as well. Trick Room is going to be very, very powerful right now, mainly due to the fact that everyone's playing like Max Airstream and Tailwind, trying to outspeed everyone, so I think everyone's expecting that, so they're bringing Trick Room to counter that. And I think you're going to end up seeing a whole lot of slower, bulkier Trick Room teams at Salt Lake City than you are going to see like Swordfish or just like hyper-aggressive Sun. That being said, I think there's still going to be plenty of teams doing that. I just think Trick Room's going to start to outnumber them because there's just so many more options inside of a Trick Room team rather than playing just Kyogre and Zacian or just Groudon on Zacian. Number 3. This one hurts me a little bit because I love this restricted and I wish it was really, really good. Yveltal's Fall from Grace. This is very disheartening to say, but I think Yveltal isn't that great right now, especially when we get into the later parts of this video, and when I explain it, it'll make more sense. But I think Yveltal's time in the meta has started to wane a little bit. Kyogre's not super duper popular as it once was. Zacian's still really, really good into it, and they're running player off more often now. And then there's the new Groudon teams, Calyrex Ice and Palkia, and all that very powerful, bulky stuff that your normal Yveltal Assault Vest chip plans aren't going to work as well. I've been testing Yveltal for weeks now trying to make it work, and you're running your head into a brick wall in most situations. You have to really rely on your play over your opponent's play, make good reads, make good calls, and stuff like that. And I think that's just too much to do for a restricted that's getting you a mid-level of results. Number 2, this one's a fun one. So I think there's going to be more Groudon and then Kyogre in top 8. I think Zacian Groudon is going to make a big splash in this event, and it's going to push all of the Swordfish teams down out of the way, mainly due to the fact that the Groudon Zacian teams that I've been playing with are really good and just tuned so well to beat the Kyogre matchup that the average player playing Swordfish isn't going to be able to one-up the Zacian Groudon player. That being said, I think there's still one other team that's going to do much better and probably win the entire event over Zacian Groudon, but I think the Sun team you see of like the Charizard, Groudon, Zacian, Grimmsnarl, Gastrodon, and Cineroar, that 6 is going to be much more prevalent than the standard Kyogre, Zacian, Zapdos stuff that we've been used to seeing so much. And finally, the number one prediction here, Calyrex, Ice, and Palkia is going to win the event. I don't know who's going to win the event, like who's going to be playing it. I don't know who's going to win with it, but I have a very good gut feeling that Calyrex, Ice, and Palkia is going to take the whole thing down. Groudon, Zacian, like I said, it's going to be probably the gatekeeper in the more popular team. But I think Calyrex, Ice, and Palkia is super duper scary. As we saw in Brisbane, Megan almost won with that team. She placed second at Brisbane after a very long hiatus, and there was another team of that same 6 in the top 16. And I think it's just a sleeping giant. It's just waiting for the right moment. It's got a decent Swordfish matchup. It's got an okay Yveltal matchup. It's got an okay Groudon matchup. It's very okay against the rest of the field in comparison to some of these other teams where it's got very high peaks and valleys of I'm good against this, but I'm terrible against this and stuff like that. So I think overall, Calyrex, Ice, Palkia is the team to watch out for, and I think it's going to take over Salt Lake City. And that's it. I hope you all enjoyed this fun little short predictions video. Make sure to do all the fun YouTube algorithm stuff for us. Hit that like button, hit the subscribe button, leave a comment down below on some of your Salt Lake City predictions. I know when this goes up on Sunday, the Swiss rounds will already be over, but I would be interested in seeing like what your predictions for Top Cut are, what your predictions for who's winning the event and stuff like that. But yeah, make sure to have a wonderful morning, afternoon, evening, wherever you're at in the world. We will see you all on Monday with the podcast, and later on in the week with some more laddering and deep dive stuff. Bye, everyone.